Hi, this is Walt, coming to you from my tiny little apartment on the paradise island of Saipan, and I wanted to share with you another addition that you can make to your diet to start eating healthy. And this is even something that you can do while you're traveling, since it doesn't require any electricity, doesn't require any gas or fire. So today I'm going to show you how to make kimchi. And here are the ingredients you're going to need. You're going to need cabbage, Napa cabbage, Chinese cabbage, Korean cabbage. They have different names for it, but this is what you'll need. Other main ingredient is going to be carrots, and you'll need sea salt, a mason jar, and that's what it's going to be fermenting in, and pepper flakes, and you'll probably need a grater of some kind to grate the carrots, and some sort of container that it's going to soak overnight. And that's it. One of the reasons you want to incorporate some sort of fermented vegetable into your diet, some sort of fermented food, whether it's kimchi, whether it's probiotics, whether it's cultured vegetables, whether it's yogurt, these are all going to help to restore the intestinal flora in your gut, to maintain your gut biome. That's the new catchphrase these days. So this is something, especially if you've taken antibiotics in the past, if you're doing a lot of cleansing, a lot of colonics, a lot of saltwater flushes, you'll definitely want to incorporate some sort of cultured vegetables, some fermented vegetable or fruit, to help restore the good bacteria, the intestinal bacteria that's required for digestion and for balance. So our first step is really simple. All we're going to do is cut the cabbage in half and soak it in some salt water overnight. What I'm doing right now is splitting the cabbage in half, and maybe I'll also do it in quarters just so we can increase the surface area, and I'll put it in to the basin of water. And make sure that all of the pieces are soaking and submerged. I will split those again. Later we're going to cut these up into much smaller pieces, so right now we're just doing this to get it soaking. Now the amount of salt that you're going to use, it's really not that important, because after it's soaked for 24 hours we're actually going to drain it off and wash it a little bit, so the amount isn't that much, isn't that important. But I would say at least 2 or 3 teaspoons. Let's do it that way so we can get some accurate measurements. Yeah, I would say about 2 or 3 teaspoons, tablespoons. Again, this isn't rocket science, it doesn't need to be exact, just need to have some brine, some salt water for the cabbage to soak in. And make sure all the pieces are submerged, so if you need any extra water you can add that. Stir it up. Now we'll be doing this in real time, so I don't have the next stage already prepared. We're actually going to wait another 24 hours until I resume this video. So that's it. So you have your cabbage soaking in room temperature salt water with sea salt. Make sure it's sea salt, and we'll just cover that and let it sit for 24 hours, and then we'll pick up tomorrow and show you the rest of the steps. All right, see you in a bit. Welcome back. Now the cabbage has been soaking in salted water for the last 24 hours, and all we're going to do now is drain it off. And this is purified water or spring water or bottled water, not tap water. So we drain the cabbage and leave a little bit of brine in there, but I'm going to wash the cabbage just once, get some of that extra salt off. And then I'm going to cut into small pieces. You can use a cutting board for this. I prefer, some people prefer large chunks. I prefer smaller pieces. I think it lasts longer that way. So I'm going to chop, grate, dice, shred, whichever word you prefer, all of the soaked cabbage. And I'm going to leave 1 or 2 large pieces, and that may come in handy later when I need to plug the top of the mason jar, and you'll see what I mean later on. Now, if you're preparing this for other people, you may want to use some plastic gloves, and I had my own gloves at one point, but I think I misplaced them. Now, using the same container, it still has a little bit of salt water in there. I'll put the cabbage in, and then the next step will be to grate the carrot. So I have a large size carrot here, grater. I choose this one, not too fine, not too large, so a nice medium size hole. You have the carrot inside, and I'm also going to save this because I might need it later to plug the top of the mason jar and create an airtight seal, and I'll explain that later. So now our next step is to add cayenne pepper flakes. And you can add regular powdered cayenne pepper. Flakes tend to look a little bit better in the final dish, but it's just a matter of choice. None of this is an exact science. So I would say maybe 3 or 4 teaspoons, tablespoons, but again, it's just a matter of what you like. And also a matter of aesthetics also. Now sometimes I might use my hands, or if I had the gloves I would use my hands to mix this up. One of the reasons you may want to stay away from using your bare hands is simply that it might, if you have sensitive skin, the pepper might irritate your hands. Then you might inadvertently touch your eyes or some other part of your face and have an uncomfortable afternoon. And now the fun part. This is your 32-ounce mason jar, and most have a detachable cover like this that you're going to screw on. And the next step is simply to pack the cabbage, carrot, pepper mixture. Some people add radishes, some people add other peppers, whole peppers. I like to keep it simple. Now I'm going to use this as a glove since I can't find my gloves right now. And all you do is you're simply going to fill your mason jar up to the very brim with your cabbage, carrot, and pepper mixture. And as I said, I'm saving some of the large chunks of carrot and large chunks of cabbage so that I can do something a little special at the end. Now you want this to be airtight as much as possible to allow the fermentation to occur. So now I'm almost up to the very top, as you can see. I'll show it to you there. But there's still pockets of air inside. So what I typically do is press it down. I may cut some large chunks of carrot and use that to press down, or large chunks of cabbage to press down so that the mixture is as tight as possible. If I have a little left over, and that's it. And then all I simply do is seal it. And then make sure it's clean here. And then I'll put it in my cupboard in the dark and let it sit for 24 hours. Now, a couple warnings. The fermentation is going to start occurring immediately, and it's going to create pressure inside the bottle, and you will actually be able to feel it. Now I'm able to depress the top of the cap, but by tomorrow it'll probably be a little expanded. There's pressure building up inside the bottle. So a couple things. One, you want to be extra careful when you do open it. When you do open it in 24 to 48 hours, make sure you maybe keep it in the sink, open it very slowly, very gently, so it doesn't explode on you. Then the second thing is to store it. What I usually do is I'll actually put it into 2 separate containers. 2 separate plastic bags, because sometimes it has a tendency to seep out and mess up my cupboard. So I actually put it into 2 bags just to collect any seepage that may occur. I'll put it in, lock it up, and in 24 to 48 hours I've got my kimchi. Now once it's about 24-48 hours, you can start eating it right then and there, and it'll still be fermenting, it'll still be developing, but you can put that in your refrigerator to slow down the fermentation process. But that's it. That's a simple recipe for making kimchi to help your intestinal flora, to help restore good bacteria into your system that you may have lost from multiple cleanses, that you may have lost from using antibiotics over the years. So there you have it. Here's your homemade kimchi for you to add to your ageless living lifestyle. If you'd like to see more of these videos, please subscribe. Click the subscribe button and also click the alert bell so that you'll be notified when I add new videos. Thanks for watching.